The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a jackalope folk warlock.
My name's Connor Shenold. I play Jaska, a coyote ranger.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Twitch, a rat folk wizard.
I'm Brooke Bullock, playing Ziansi, a spiderkin cleric.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a balsam fighter. And I'm also your dungeon master. Join us for Tales from the Wilds. You find yourselves in the Glimmerwood, the wood glimmering, as the name suggests. Sun is rising a little bit, but you can't really see it through the foliage overhead. What you can see is one very hurt lynx that is currently fighting Billy and Blackjack. You can see Twitch standing alone, and Twitch is standing outside of a very obscured fog that seems to twinkle with snow. It's so cold. Inside that fog, you know there is another very hurt lynx, but there's also Jaska and Ziansi, which is concerning.
Ziansi, it is your turn. As I need you to make me a con save, because you are in that ice and snow.
A 12.
That is a failure. 8 points of cold damage to you. But it is your turn.
First action, Ziansi's gonna do something a little new and says a prayer to Grandma Spider, casting Mirror Image. And now there are 3 Ziansis interchanging and swirling about himself there. Bonus action, we're gonna have the spiritual weapon move up. Can I get to the one that's way over there? 5, 10.
No, you only got 20 feet.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go to the one that's here in the fog of ice crystals.
Yep. Disadvantage.
And 9 on the die, and then move action, Ziansi is going to drop back about 30 feet from this thing. And that is the end of my turn.
Jaska, make me a con save real quick.
Okay, it's only a 10.
10 will fail, and it will damage. 7 points of cold damage.
I'm going to move towards Twitch, so I will use my bonus action to move my healing spirit right on Twitch. So Twitch, you will get 2 points of healing back, and then I will take aim at the lynx in the fog, even at disadvantage. That's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
10 points of piercing damage.
The cold is gone.
Okay.
And you know how to straight roll.
Okay. So second attack, I'll go ahead and do sharpshooter. 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
25 piercing damage.
That one is looking very, very, very bad.
And then Jaska will do a whistle and send in mistletoe, so extra 2 piercing damage.
Still looking bad.
Okay.
Blackjack, your turn.
First off, Maddening Hex on the one that's in front of me. That's plus 5 psychic damage.
It's looking at its knees.
How far away is Vin Weasel? Is he 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yep.
Move him over there. Give me the help action. So it's a straight roll for the first Eldritch Blast Bolt. 19.
That'll hit.
9 points of force damage.
It is dead.
Yeah.
And then the second bolt over to that one. 19 to hit
That'll hit.
for 6.
This lynx is gonna run away. Are you guys gonna chase after it or anything? Or?
No.
So the lynx gets away, but hey, you got a lynx here, and that's the end of the combat.
The lynx that you killed does dissolve into that icy fog and then is gone.
I was about to say, that was pretty exciting for... I'm awake now.
No need for coffee today, Lady Jaska.
Thank you, Jaska.
You're
I still
welcome.
need to refill on some potions.
I hope that helped a little.
It did.
We can take a long breakfast break.
I'd like a short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah, we haven't even had breakfast yet, so we could take a short rest if that works for you, Twitch.
Exactly.
Short rest is good.
Are we just going to stay here? Is this the place where we're going to camp for the next couple of days?
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice out here, unless we want to explore around a little, or maybe there's some type of river.
Yeah, we would need water if we're gonna hang out for a while.
Oh, guys, I almost forgot. While I was on watch in the middle of the night, these fireflies showed up, and
He walks over to that ancillary path that goes off,
and then right here, they formed in the shape of an arrow and pointed that way.
It seems a little obvious.
I know, which is why I didn't go down the road, because I knew that Twitch still needed his beauty rest, and he's so grumpy in the morning, you know, if we wake him up early. I just waited, even though I'm thinking maybe the Glimmerwoods won't be so boring if we follow the fireflies. I mean, I'm not saying that we have to go down that path, but...
You really, really want to go, though, don't
What
you?
else
I really want to go.
What else are we
There's
doing?
no way to talk y'all out of it, is there?
Seems interesting.
Oh, I would say there's no way to talk us out of it. But if you want to stay here, that's fine with us.
No, I'll go.
Wait.
Who's going to be there to tell you I told you so?
That's true. And you really love telling us you told us so.
I mean, I do love it.
Jessica, what does it look like? Is it safe?
Looks fairly normal, like a path.
Just wide enough for the wagon?
Yeah, our wagon's not that big.
So you break camp and the air is cool. It's still early morning, but it is humid. Promise of the summer heat to come later in the day. And you follow the direction that the fireflies mentioned, and you find a narrow path branching from that main highway you were on earlier, going deeper into the forest. The trees arc over the path and meet to create a tunnel through the dense trees, and you can hear birds and the shifting of branches in the wind, but you can't feel that breeze. Like, you know there is a breeze. The leaves are moving, the branches are moving, but it's almost stiflingly hot under this canopy. And it's not long before you see a tall wooden archway over the path with the words Camp Glimmerwood emblazed in magical shimmering letters. The other side of the arch looks just like the rest of the forest, with trees and a narrow path winding through them. But if you take a moment to stand quietly, you can hear something. Give me perception checks. Blackjack, if you want to give yourself guidance, you can do that.
Yes, thank you.
5.
23.
18.
22.
Okay, so not Twitch, but the rest of you hear melodic laughter drifting through the gate, and you can hear water lapping against a shore. You hear the shouts of children playing, and something that sounds like a shrill whistle.
Are they Fae-sounding voices? Do they have that kind of like that giggly aspect to them?
Sounds like kids.
Definitely Fae.
Well, it seems to be some type of camp. Seems like a decent enough place to set up our own camp, maybe. We've got some neighbors.
I mean, it is called Camp Glimmerwood.
When I was a little boy, my 23 siblings and I used to do camp like this. Fake camps are just fantastic.
I forget you have that many siblings.
Yeah, it's
I
he's dead
don't.
middle.
Yeah.
When I woke up this morning, this is back before the fight, rubbed my eyes, all 3 of them, and activated See Invisibility. Within 10 feet of me, I can see invisible creatures and objects. Third eye is a divination thing at level 10. Every morning, every time I wake up, I can choose see invisibility within 10 feet of a creature or object, dark vision. I can see into the ethereal plane within 60 feet in front of me. I can read any language. I can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet of me that are in line of sight.
Jessica will step forward underneath the archway.
So as you each pass through the gate, it's like walking through a waterfall. A sheet of cold mist that sends a shiver through your body as you leave the stifling heat of the forest and emerge into something that's almost comfortable. Still warm, but you can finally feel that breeze against your face. Nearest to you, you see the path that you tread, well traveled and worn, branching into different directions. some to small wooden buildings built from the trunks of great glimmerwood trees, the remaining bark glistening in the sun. And that's when you realize you can see the sun again. You hadn't noticed it hiding behind the foliage of the forest until you're almost blinded by it, blinking off a large lake in the distance. You can see canoes lined up on the shore of the lake and a dock jutting out, a tall perch seeming to guard the swimmers splashing each other just off the dock. A group of small children run around each other playing a game of tag in a clearing off to your left. It's at this moment that you see a disheveled elf running towards you. He's short for an elf, not much taller than Twitch or Ziansi. His tightly curled brown hair configured in a sphere around his head, held in place by a bright green headband. His white t-shirt has Camp Glimmerwood emblazed above the reaching branches of a tree in the same shade of bright green, matching his short pants and the stripe on his tall socks. He stumbles over his untied shoelaces of his athletic shoes just as he approaches. And Jaska, since you were in front, give me a dexterity saving throw.
23.
So you're able to catch him as he trips over his shoelaces and set him back up on his feet.
Oh, are you all right there?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. And he straightens up and he brandishes a clipboard in one hand, and with the other hand he reaches into his dense curled hair and pulls a stylus out of his hair. And he scribbles something on his clipboard and he says, "Can I have your names, please?"
Of course.
It
My name is
It sounded like you were expecting us. Thank God we're here already. Then you should know who we are.
I mean, I don't... it's kind of interesting. Just, I need you to trust me. I'm not going to take your names. Can you tell me your names, but you can keep your names?
Yeah, my name is Blackjack.
Excellent.
And these are my friends.
Writes things down. I am Billy Possum. This person in the wagon, she's sleeping, she's sick. Her name's Beatrix.
My name's Jaska. And what is your name?
Fizzlepop Tinkertop.
Interesting name. And you've got an unusual attire to you. I'm not used to these clothing that you're wearing.
I mean, this is the uniform. You. And he kind of points at Ziansi. Name.
Well, that's Blackjack, and I'm Friend.
We've got to have it for like insurance purposes. If you could just tell me your name. I'm not going to take your name. I promise.
Okay, fine. My name is Ziansi. I'm Blackjack's friend.
Excellent. And you?
All right. I'm Blackjack's friend, Twitch.
Ah, great. So, again, hi, hello. I'm Fizzlepop Tinkertop. I am the director here at Camp Glimmerwood, and I'm currently at my wit's end. A bunch of my counselors up and left. Apparently, there's some kind of carnival happening in Athenas in a couple weeks. What was it called? Carnival of Lore, Carnival of Love, Carnival of Lame? Carnival of Luck. That's what it is. Carnival of Luck. And they just couldn't resist, and they've up and left, and now I'm 6 counselors short. But thanks be to Ceos, it seems he has sent me some replacements. You wouldn't be able to come through that gate if you weren't supposed to be here, so great, I'm glad you're here.
Did you say Carnival of Luck?
I think that's what I heard. Believe it or not, they didn't give me a great amount of notice. I'm not hiring them next summer, this is ridiculous.
Jaska, did you get any vibes off of Ceos? It's like he told us to come this way to Athena's, but is this close enough? He said we had a mission.
Well, I think he wants us to actually go to Athena's, but he might have sent us on a little bit of a pit stop, maybe. He seems to have a hand in a lot of different areas in the Fae.
That's the thing. It's good. It's a good thing. Anyway, so I've got you in the Owlbear cabin. It's going to be the last on the left. And he points down the path winding.
Did you say Owlbear?
Yeah. All of the cabins are named, so like that
it's
one's...
not actually got an owlbear in it.
Right, Owlbear
Okay,
Cavern,
okay.
This one is Sphinx Cabin, that one is Griffin Cabin. That's just the names.
Excellent. I didn't want to stay in a place where there's an owlbear.
Okay, so you know how you couldn't really see the camp?
Right.
So we actually, there's a protection magic stuff, so like owlbears can't get in, big stuff can't get in. So glimmer lynxes are native to the Glimmerwood.
We ran into them.
I think we know those.
And you're alive?
They're super cute. I tried to at them and they didn't want anything to do with
No,
us.
they're like super deadly. You should not try to make friends with them.
We took one of them down. It was easy. The other one ran off. It was scared of us.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to see any inside the camp. So if you do see any inside the camp, you should tell me. But yeah, magic, so that keeps the big stuff out. It's just a name for the cabin.
Excellent.
So it's the last one down there on the left. And then lunch is at midday here in the mess hall, and he gestures towards a large building behind him. My office and the infirmary are off that way, and he points with his clipboard to the south. And he says, settle down in your cabin. You can meet your campers after lunch. All the information you need should be in your cabin right about now. And he looks at some kind of device on his wrist, nods, and heads off at a haphazard trot in the direction of the children splashing in the lake. Raising a whistle to his lips, he releases a shrill sound and shouts, "No splashing!" as he approaches them.
What a strange individual.
I do not like this at all. Thank goodness you're here. So we've been expected. If you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't be able to have gotten in.
Well, no, wait a minute. Okay, since we've gotten here, and let's just talk about the past week ago, when a lot of people seemed to know we were coming because they were talking to Cios. And the Cios seemed to be directing us, and not only directing us in a certain way, but letting people know in that location that we were supposed to be there in the first place. So
I think he really likes us.
I think so too.
We are quite likable.
I am very likable.
I get the feeling we're going to get split up. So he awkwardly walks by and like bats each one of you like on the elbow or something as he walks around the circle. I feel like we have to be able to stick together. So, and once he's done going all the way around and just touching each one of you, he stops in the middle and puts his hands together and mumbles something and then holds his head up and thinks without moving his mouth. Maybe this will be better and we can all communicate, so all of you hear it. As he casts Telepathic Bond. Until the spell ends, targets can communicate telepathically through the bond, whether or not they share a common language. The communication is possible over any distance.
And it's for how long?
1 hour.
Let's go check out the Owlbear cabin.
So you continue down the path, and you aren't sure which one is the Owlbear cabin. You can't quite see it yet, but Vizzlepop Tinkertop told you it's the last on the left.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/RedDirtDnD. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at RedDirtDnD.com or RedDirtRPG.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
You continue down the path, the loose gravel crunching under your feet, and you reach that last cabin on the left. A towering wooden owlbear, intricately carved, stands as the whimsical guardian outside the door. And the thin door, crafted from enchanted glimmerwood, is adorned with a fine mesh of glittering vines, and you can see through the mesh into the cabin.
I'll just walk in.
I'm just saying that Twinkle Toes had some weird footgear on. I just don't know what to make about it.
Twinkle Top.
Twinkle Top, Twinkle Toes, I'm not entirely sure.
I think his
Twinkle
name
Toes
was
is something else.
Maybe.
Fizzletoes?
I think his name is Tinker Top. The thin door softly creaks when you open it, and as the last of you enters into the cabin, the door's spring hinges snap it shut behind you, and it bangs loudly against the door frame, and it momentarily startles Mudman into a puddle.
Xionsi immediately checks out the ceiling, visually.
It's kind of rough. You can tell this building is not a luxury building. It's got a pitched roof. It seems watertight.
And are there bunk beds on?
Okay, so inside the cozy cabin reveals 3 sets of bunk beds, each adorned with a name plaque hanging from the foot, and each bed has one of your names on the plaque there, and it's glimmering with the same enchantment as the entrance art, so that kind of bright green glimmering. And on each bed, neatly arranged, you find appropriately sized Camp Glimmerwood shirts, matching Fizzled Pop's attire, along with a pair of short pants, athletic shoes, tall socks, and a mysterious glowing green rectangular object about the size of Twitch's hand.
What is this?
Oh, Billy, it looks like you're on the bottom bunk this time.
Oh man, they don't know I'm a top bunk guy.
I guess they don't know everything about us.
Describe this glowing.
Yeah, what's this green glowing thing?
You can do an investigate or an arcana.
22.
Was that investigation or arcana?
That was Arcana.
Okay, so Twitch picks up his glowing rectangle, gives it a sniff, feels it between his fingers, and you figure out that it's some kind of enchantment magic, and you're not sure because this seems like a weird thing, but you're pretty sure that it's bug repellent soap.
It's soap?
Oh, yes. Billy needs a shower.
It smells like something and he has memories of when he was living in the city and investigating corpses and the strong smell of chemicals. I don't know. And he kind of sets it down and then...
So are we supposed to take a shower and
It definitely
get into these clothes and use the soap? Is there a shower around?
So as you look kind of around the building, kind of trying to figure out what else is going on, you also see tacked to the wall a set of rules. And the paper says Camp Glimmerwood Counselor Rules. There's only 4 of them. Rule number 1 is embrace the magic of Glimmerwood in all activities. Campers are here to experience the fantastical, so keep the wonder alive. Rule number 2, respect the camp creatures. They've been here longer than us, and some have sensitive ears. No loud incantations after sundown. Rule number 3, tip-top tidiness. Keep the cabin tidy. A cluttered cabin is a portal for misplaced items, and we don't want that chaos. And rule number 4, support your fellow counselors. We're a team. Help each other grow, just like the Glimmerwood trees. And then below the rules it says, remember, counselors, you're here to make Camp Glimmerwood an unforgettable experience for our magical campers. And then just below the official set of rules, you see another set of rules just kind of stuck up there with some tree sap that says real Camp Glimmerwood rules. Rule number 1, Glimmerwood first. When in doubt, glimmer it out. And remember, glitter is the clingy friend of the craft world. Use responsibly. Rule number 2, creature comforts. The raccoons are a secret society. Bribe them with snacks. Rule number 3, tip-top tidiness. A tidy cabin is a happy cabin, plus fewer places for the spiders to hide.
Hey.
Rule number 4, sprout of support. Be the friend who brings snacks. Everyone loves the snack bringer. And then underneath that, you see some other small notes have been tacked to this. One of them says the owlbear gives great advice. Not following it is on you. And then another note taped to that one that says his name is Oliver. And then another note says, who keeps turning my wand into noodles? Joke's on you, I've embraced the pasta wizard lifestyle. I'm a pastafarian now. And the last sticky note says, P.S. The soap is bug repellent. Use it in big capital letters.
There's an owlbear named Oliver.
Twitch, that was your takeaway from this whole thing.
Also on your bed, you find a little manila folder with information about your campers inside. So, Twitch, this one is for you. This one is Billy's, so he will hold on to that. This one is Beatrix's, I will hold on to that. This one is for Jaska. This one is for Ziansi. And this one is for Blackjack. Mr. Twitch, I can't read. Can you read my note for me? I got a piece of paper with some writing on it. Here, look at mine. Just give me the broad strokes. You don't need to read it word for word.
What? It's, you have a kid, it's a wizard, it's a high elf, his name's Eugene. Oh, you guys will get along great here. It says Eugene likes books a whole lot. Something's up with his leg, so he can't get around too fast. He likes magical creatures, so I don't know, maybe.
I also like creatures.
Okay. You're a med.
I am just a creature who has had magic used on him. I am not a magical creature. I'm a creature who has had magic used on me.
If you want to keep Eugene busy a few hours, just ask him what he's reading about. He'll keep talking to you until something stops him. If you can convince him to go to the Marshmallow Campfire Fireworks show, he can really make the show dazzling. He thinks we don't know he's doing that, though, so let him think you don't notice.
Oh.
You got a wizard that likes books and making bright sparklies.
That's fun. What is your camper like, Mr. Twitch?
Oh, that's Kinsley Willow Blossom.
She sounds fun.
Oh, she's a bard of eloquence. Okay. High-ranking Pixie Scout, working to attain her Luminary badge. Final badge in her Pixie Scout career. So she's got all her other badges. I don't know how this Pixie Scout thing works. She had to demonstrate a love and joy of spreading light for all of nature, willing to fight. This thing has me rhyming.
You sound so poetic.
Glaringly optimistic.
You guys will be best friends.
Now, this next part is important. Sometimes to her own detriment. Extremely insightful and persuasive. Near impossible to keep secrets from, and will convince you to do or buy things. She sold more Pixie Pops than all their Pixie Scouts last year. Billy, there's going to be something called Pixie Pops you can buy.
I wonder if they're Pixie Pops, but on sticks.
Once drank a potion distilled from pure sunshine and hope it wasn't as bright red and as... What? I drank a potion distilled from pure sunshine and hope, and still it wasn't as bright and hopeful as Kinsley. Well then. Well, okay. Kinsley is endlessly curious. Keep an eye out for her. She'll wander off. Well, good. Think finally some good news. Can be blinded by her work on her Luminary badge. Make sure she remembers to enjoy the ride and doesn't work so hard that she misses the fun parts. Has a weird fear of fireflies. Will freak out.
So who have you got, Jaska?
Oh, I got a cute little 16-year-old, well, in elf years. She's about 85, technically. Her name is Callista Moonshadow. It says that she's a druid from the Circle of Stars, and if she hands you an object, it's easier to just take it, or else she'll just insist upon you taking it anyway.
So presents.
Yeah. She loves to talk about the harmonies of the universe. It appears to be all she ever talks about. And if you need some time away from her, just encourage her to do some meditation, and that'll keep her busy for a few hours. Something about a pouch of hers that she doesn't like having touched, and make sure you don't move anything in her cabin, or else it messes with the vibrations of the cosmos, whatever that means. She doesn't take very well to curfews because she likes to spend time underneath the stars, and she gets particularly cranky around the new moon, and if I can't ever find her, it's probably because she fell asleep on the roof of her cabin because she was looking at the stars.
Sounds way cooler than Kinsley.
Kinsley sounds great. And you look over and Billy is pulling his Camp Glimmerwood t-shirt on over his head.
Blackjack, who'd you get?
I seem to have acquired the jock of the group. Brock Strongarm is his name. He's 99 years old, a wood elf. So this is his last year at camp. He's 6'2". Oh dear. Apparently his idea of Problem solving usually involves lifting something heavy. So,
Wow, that solves a lot of my problems, yeah.
He's obsessed with protein intake and always has some kind of jerky or protein supplement on his person.
Snacks!
He's extremely competitive. He's unfazed by pain and frequently boasts about his super high pain tolerance. Almost always in the gym. He's also got a volleyball court outside his cabin where he works out. Oh, this is interesting. He's surprisingly good at braiding hair. He's got to keep it out of the way for him to work out, apparently. He's got very long hair.
Oh, yeah, I had to learn when I was first getting strong. I had to work with my tail.
Fortunately, this makes him one of the favorites of the Pixie Scouts, obviously. I mean, I doubt it's just because he braids their hair.
Do you think they think he's cute?
I think so. But apparently, he secretly writes poetry.
Oh,
He's got a little bit of a crush on some girl named Dahlia. I don't know who Dahlia is, but I'm not allowed to let him on about it because he'll just deny it. Oh dear. And it says, don't show weakness.
Oh no, Mr. Blackjack.
I might have a bit of a problem with that, but at least I'm not Twitch.
Maybe we should put some socks in your jacket so it looks like you have muscles.
You said there are shoes.
Yeah.
Have you seen my feet?
They're appropriately sized.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So
Billy also doesn't usually wear shoes, but finds himself wearing these weird athletic shoes that have like toes.
I walk over and I put on the shirt and the shorts and the shoes, and then I put my jacket on over all that.
You got the socks?
Oh yes, they go all the way up to my knees.
All the way up to your knees.
I'm going to break out the sewing kit and stitch my shirt to the back of my cape.
What about you, Mr. Ziance?
Well, I've got someone named Elion Whisper Elf. It's a wood elf. Is everybody elven? Are they camper?
I think I've got it, yeah. Wood elf.
Eugene, Mr. Twitch said Eugene is a high elf.
Well, I guess with a good enough selection of herbs and spices, any kind of blood would taste okay.
Ziance, you can't eat the campers!
Well, it's just, it's sampling.
We're employees!
Well, this is a wood elf too, and Elion here also seems to like meditating like Callista, that's the one you said.
Yeah.
And, yep, evidently Elion here is good at giving nicknames to people, and you just have to go with it when it happens. But if we need to distract him for a while, we'll just combine two random things and ask him to hypothesize about them. Like daisies and owlbears, or thunder and kittens, or something like that, I guess. And he's the best guy to take on I can tell him go take a hike, because then he'll be gone most of the day. He is observant though, so even when you think he's not listening, he's also gonna be listening. Yep, that's Elion.
You guys gonna change into your clothes?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Look, we look so spiffy.
I'm the only lady feeling good, so if y'all don't mind, can you get out of the cabin for 2 seconds?
Sure, we'll go outside and we'll have Mr. Twitch read about Beatrix's camper, who's just gonna have to wait until Beatrix feels better.
Summer Fae, Dahlia Storm Whisperer.
That's the Dahlia that my guy is looking for.
Little camp romance.
Wild magic.
What is wild magic?
So whenever I cast a spell to make my shadow man appear and fight
I don't
things,
like the shadow man.
So wild magic would be like, I cast the spell to heal you, but instead shadow man accidentally shows up and starts attacking you. Because it's wild, you don't know what's going to happen.
Unpredictable.
Kind of like Beatrix sneezes.
Kind of like Beatrix's sneezes.
All right, here for Dahlia. Says the butterflies are just a part of it. You can't do anything about it, and honestly, I'm not sure if they're real or not. That's just the first thing on the list. Dahlia's magic is most unpredictable when she's overstimulated, upset, or angry. Ask her to tell you about the legend of the Whispering Wings. She loves that story, and it will calm her right down. She loves to draw, paint, and make jewelry. You'll go home dripping in charms, earrings, and friendship bracelets. The other kids tend to avoid her. They look down on her because her magic isn't regimented like theirs. She doesn't seem to be bothered by this most of the time, but you can catch it in her eyes when she doesn't think you're looking. Or in some of her paintings.
How old is Dahlia?
She is 88,
Okay.
which is almost 17 in human.
Right.
But she's very small. She's only 4'7".
Do I have the youngest child here?
I've got
How old is yours?
85-year-old.
53.
That's
She's little.
all right. Well, should we go to try to find our people?
I knock on the door. Lady Jaska, are you decent?
Yes, I finally got changed. You all can come back in.
Excellent.
Billy could have just thought really hard and asked Jaska.
Oh, yeah. Billy goes back outside, and he thinks to himself,
Jaska, are you decent?
Yes, Billy.
oh, Mr. Twitch, that's so cool.
Yes.
And you guys can continue to look around the cabin for a little bit if you want to, or you could go outside. It's getting kind of close to lunch.
Billy, I'm gonna need you to stop thinking so hard about Pixie Puffs. I understand
They're
good,
so
but
good. And then Mr. Twitch was talking about Pixie Pops, and now I want to know if they're the same.
well, let's head over to the lunch cabin and see if they've got some on their menu for lunch.
And we could see if we could find this fizzle pop net.
Yeah, or meet some of our kids that we're to look after for the foreseeable future. Hopefully this isn't a long-term job.
I think I have some questions for Fizzle Pop before I meet my child.
You put your things down and all those kinds of things, and after you're leaving, you do notice that the big Owlbear statue outside of your camp does have, looks like someone has enchanted a Camp Glimmerwood t-shirt with the enlarge spell, so it'll go over the Owlbear. And then written in bleeding ink, that is like this black ink, but it's just done kind of messy, it just says, "Hello, my name is Oliver," written over the shoulder of this Owlbear.
Oh, it's Oliver. Do you want to ask him any questions?
Excuse me, are you Oliver?
You don't hear anything.
Blackjack?
Yes. He said his name was Oliver. And
I'm
then,
going to walk up to it and knock on it.
okay,
And it makes a sound like,
A hollow wooden sound.
I don't think it can talk.
you do know where we are, right?
Hey, Oliver, and I'll walk off.
I mean, who knows, really? I mean, it's great to be back in the Feywild where anything can happen. You remember how boring that other place was?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Blackjack, as you walk past Oliver and you kind of glance back over your shoulder at the cabin, you're not certain, but you're pretty sure that you saw him wave a little.
That's what I thought, too.
And you make your way back toward the mess hall that Fizzlepop pointed out when you arrived. It's a big building with tall windows. Mostly the children that you see, you're not seeing a lot of like little kids. You're seeing a lot of preteens, teenagers walking into the mess hall.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Wilds is Kiri Hester as Billy and our Dungeon Master, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Johnny Payne as Twitch, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Ziansi, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. The showrunner for Campaign 2 is Aidan Cross. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician PJ Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music, courtesy of Monument Studios, Sirenscape, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the wilds.
Did anybody see anything interesting on watch?
No.
Ziansi, did you see anything interesting on watch?
Maybe some fireflies?
I noticed your roll was really high.
That was last session. I gotta check my notes.
At least it wasn't a month ago.
Oh yeah, guys.
Sorry, no, wait a minute.
Sorry, a little bit too good acting there.
Okay, go for it again.
I looked right at Michael Cross and gave him the big eyes.
Whenever a firefly creates sentience and points an arrow in a certain direction, I always try to follow it.
You don't think it's a little on the nose?
I love that the DM who's making up the story of the fireflies making an arrow is also playing the character that's like, this is dumb.
I'm just trying to make sure that you guys don't think it's a
The DM
little
is being
too
devil's
cheap.
advocate to themselves.
I don't want you to think I'm playing favorites, or, you know.
Billy's going to attack it. Oh, wait. Am I sure I want to do that? Oh, well, I am the DM and I said that. Maybe I won't. God, it's so confusing.
Shoot magic missile at the darkness.
You really love telling us you told us so.
I'm kind of wondering, it seems to come more naturally to you, like literally you knew in advance, just recently.
I didn't notice. And he slams the book closed and puts it back in his bag.
I was going to say, you look a lot less emo and goth than you did before.
Normal like a path.
Just wide enough for the wagon?
Yeah, a wagon's not that big.
Okay.
It's basically kind of like a wheelbarrow, let's be honest.
I got your dad.
No, Billy's been pulling a Red Rider this whole time, just
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
with Beatrix dangling over the
Bumping up and
sides.
down in my little red.
I mean, it is called Camp Glimmerwood, so maybe that's where you're supposed to camp.
Why isn't it called Camp Firefly?
Because that's in Serenity.
Maybe the fireflies are just a really good marketing campaign.
That's how they get the ads out.
Or they are like they said, hey, you're camping in the wrong part. You're supposed to camp in the camp part.
That just sounds like we do all the episodes out of order, and then
It's a deep Firefly reference.
That's right, yes.
They're gonna tell when we get there. They're gonna say, yeah, you can't camp here because it's a $20 fine. You have to camp here,
What $1?
but it costs $25.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys going through the arch or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's turn around and come back.
I do not like this at all. I don't know if this is going to be kid-friendly Disney thing or if we're in Porky's. Porky's is a movie about a camp.
Porky's is not about camp.
No, Porky's is not camp.
You're thinking about
Meatballs.
meatballs.
Meatballs, sorry, meatballs, yeah.
Kiri had to do a lot
Look
of
at that,
Kiri watched a
wow,
lot-
look at that.
I know.
Go on about the research you had to do.
Kiri watched a lot of camp movies.
I don't like this.
See, my first thought was Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes, exactly.
My thought was too. It would go there.
Friday the 13th.
Holds his head up and thinks without moving his mouth. Maybe this would be better, and we can all communicate still. All of you hear it.
Whoa!
As
You're in my head.
You didn't tell us to not freak out.
As he casts telepathic bond.
What?
By the way, don't freak out.
Oh, that's why they always say that first.
I think his name is Tinkertop.
Fizzle?
Fizzle Pop? Tinkertop.
Once you pop, you don't stop. Tinkle fizzle.
I thought that was Pop and Lock.
Pop, lock, and drop it, I hear. Watch this.
We're back to silly, ladies and gentlemen. We just lost
I rolled
Michael
a 2.
Cross.
Billy sprains an ankle.
Especially looks like I see Billy going, okay, and then the pop and lock type dance.
He does the worm on the ground.
I teach Milton to fight. He teach me to wiggle.
He teach you to break dance.
Yup.
Now he's suddenly like a bad CGI possum doing the thing.
Yeah.
Glaringly optimistic.
You guys will be best friends.
Now, this next part is important. Sometimes to her own detriment.
What does detriment mean?
She's too nice for her own good. It's going to get you in trouble.
Impossible.
I think you were supposed to be emo and goth when this was written.
Extremely insightful, and it's a gradual shift. Has a weird fear of fireflies. Will freak out.
Fizzle Pop seemed like everything was already accounted for, so maybe Mr. Seals wants you to be with that camper.
Yeah. I think I know where they're going for this.
Maybe.
After reading my person, yes, I
Maybe
think I've got
Mr.
it.
Seals wants you to learn something.
At the mention of freaking out at fireflies, Zionsi very clearly looks at Blackjack and gives him a wink.
Right.
Right?
I have no idea what that wink meant. Especially since he used all 4 eyes.
Was that just a blink? That's just a blink.
It's a great opportunity for a practical joke. The kid's freaked out by fireflies. It'll be hilarious.
We're not supposed to be mean to the campers. That's what the rule said.
I didn't read that rule. I'm looking.
She gets particularly cranky around the new moon, and as a woman myself, I understand.
I'm uncomfortable. All y'all are going to sync up. I think Twitch is just...